Welcome to Lawn Rush. In this video, I want to talk about hedge trimmers, articulating hedge trimmers. Here we have our Milwaukee articulating hedge trimmer. This is one of the hottest tools in the game right now, and I have to say I've had a lot of enjoyment using it. And here's the old tried and true RedMax. It's kind of a weird mix of equipment. This is actually a trimmer, a weed whacker that I've had forever, and it just keeps going and going. And it's got the RedMax articulating hedge trimmer here on it. And I had an opportunity, guys, to use both of these hedge trimmers side by side. And I kind of wanted to talk about how they performed and which one really performed better. So I've always had this one. I've always had the RedMax. I've had it forever. And the Milwaukee was something I picked up, I think, last year. And it was something that I really wanted to try because it gets you away from the gas, pulling the cord and all that, which was a huge benefit. Now with the Milwaukee, one of the things that I really like is the flexibility of the articulating head. It allows you to really put it in a lot of different positions. As you see, it can fold down all the way to become shorter, so you can transport it real nice. And it's super ergonomic, super fast to adjust, easy to adjust. You just pull back on this collar, and I think I can even do it with one hand. Pull back here, and you can move this around. I think it's all the way around. So yeah, super easy to adjust. You gotta use two hands, but really easy to adjust, really easy to get into position, super ergonomic. It lets you go a full 90 degrees, which is nice. Let's see if I can do that. So when it's in this 90-degree position, you can stand back at the bushes and you can really trim. Like, gives you a really good perspective. And it's also really good like this for cleaning up fence lines. Like if you get a really overgrown fence line, you put it in this position and you can just sweep up and down the fence line and get kind of overgrown brush type of stuff off of the fence lines, which is how I've used it. Now, I've always been happy with it. It cuts better than their Milwaukee handheld hedge trimmer, which doesn't cut good enough in my opinion for professional use at all. I felt like this was good enough for professional use. It certainly doesn't feel like the best, sharpest hedge trimmer ever, but it's always seemed like it was good enough just to get by. Now, moving over to the RedMax, this Milwaukee for a while kind of replaced my RedMax. And it wasn't until recently when I was out trimming and I had both of these with me and I used them side by side. So I started off using the Milwaukee and I was trimming a big, 10-foot tall hedge, 20-foot long, whatever hedge. And I'm using the Milwaukee and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try the RedMax and see how they compare side by side. Now, once I did that and I started cutting with this RedMax, I realized how much superior this blade was. It just moves faster. It cuts quicker and cuts better than the Milwaukee. Now, don't touch it sharp. Now, when you're cutting with this for money and you're making a profit, this cuts so fast compared to the Milwaukee. What? What? You can't touch it sharp. You want to cut your finger off? No, you don't. You don't. This cuts so much faster than the Milwaukee. It has a really big opening. It has small teeth and they stay sharp. I've never sharpened this tool ever. And after all these years, it's still sharp. Now, at first when I got it, I didn't grease it like I was supposed to. And I didn't oil the blade at all. Now I'm oiling the blade and I'm greasing it. And it definitely does seem like it's vibrating a little bit. And it feels like it might actually come apart on me at some point. It has broke once. It broke on me once and I had it fixed. But nothing that I have cuts like this. And I even have the handheld RedMax, and it still doesn't really cut like this. I have the top of the line RedMax handheld. This, for whatever reason, in this application with this blade, cuts superior to everything else that I've ever tried. Better than steel, better than everything else that I've tried. Now, when you're doing this for money, this cuts faster. This makes you more money. So even though the ergonomics are a little bit better on your Milwaukee, this goes a full 90. This does not go 90. This hits about 45 degrees of an angle and it kind of stops. At least I don't think it goes 90. Maybe it goes 90 in one direction. But it doesn't have the 300. This thing can spin all the way around, I believe. But this has less articulation. But the speed that you can get cutting is so much superior because the blades are so much superior. You're getting more RPMs out of the gas engine and more power out of the gas engine. But most importantly, those blades mean business. They mean business. So the weight of this is lighter than the Milwaukee. The speed of cut is better. The quality of cut is better. It's sharper than anything else. Now, as far as other bush trimmers, we have a Steel HS56C, and this is our light board. This thing is so ergonomic and it's so light. It doesn't cut as good as, and I had the blade service this year, even though it still doesn't look all that clean. It was sharpened and everything, and freed up and cleaned up, or whatever they do. The weight of this is perfect. What I don't like, obviously, everyone knows, the exhaust points down at the bottom, and you can burn the grass if you set that on the grass. And you can burn bushes if you're not moving it good. You really can't put the motor over the shrub when you're trimming. This old Echo. This old Echo is something else. This was a homeowner. It's like a premium homeowner thing that I bought from Home Depot. Over here we have our RedMax. We have our RedMax hedge trimmer here. Kind of under this edger blade. RedMax hedge trimmer. It cuts good. It cuts really good. It's a little heavy. But still cuts good. I like it. I can dig it. Just got to build up a little strength. But the good thing about the Milwaukee is you can get your chainsaws. There's no gas. And really, at the end of the day, it's almost still a homeowner tool. We need a little more power. We need a little less weight. And while this hedge trimmer can be used commercial, it can get by. It's not gonna do what this is doing. This is what you want. You want to trim a bush, and you want the customer to feel like you've done something that they can't do themselves. This gives you that. This cuts in a way where the homeowner feels like what you've done is ultra professional. This doesn't cut as sharp. It doesn't give you as sharp as a cut, clean as a cut. The Milwaukee doesn't give you as clean as a cut as your RedMax does. Nathan, no, please stop. It doesn't give you as clean as a cut as your RedMax. Your RedMax gives you the cleanest, sharpest cut, quickest cut. You're in and out quicker. You're not messing around trying to shape too much more. It does its thing. It takes care of business more than a steel. It always seems like you're going back over it. No, not so much with the RedMax. So guys, that's it for my video. Just want to talk about the performance of this RedMax. While it's less ergonomic than the Milwaukee, they nailed the ergonomics. But I feel like for the price, now this RedMax is going to be a $500 plus tool. This Milwaukee is going to be like a $350 tool, no battery. That's a $250 battery there on the Milwaukee. So the Milwaukee to me is a homeowner tool. Can get by professionally, but if you're like a mechanic or something and you're in these batteries already, it could be worth it for you to have a Milwaukee trimmer, a Milwaukee whip, a Milwaukee for your house. You don't have to worry about the gas. But ultimately, when you're professional, you want to get that stuff done quick. You want it to look the best. But here's the thing. I need this Milwaukee still for cleaning up brush. Like going into places where you're not that concerned about how it looks. You're just in the trenches. You're out behind the garage clearing brush, and you're just cutting. You can put another shaft on this, make it even longer. You can reach some pretty high stuff. Cutting, the little chainsaw that comes with this is excellent. Is it as fast as your RedMax chainsaw? Absolutely not. But it's still good, and it still reaches far, and it still doesn't have gas. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching Lawn Rush. Leave me a comment, and hope to see you in the next one. Over and out. Bye.